My father forced me to attend my perfect sister's wedding, threatening to cut off my tuition. You're going to that wedding whether you like it or not, Laura. Miss it, and I'm done paying for your education. You hear me? My father's voice cracked through the phone, sharp and final. He thought he had leverage. He was dead wrong, and the truth was about to hit him harder than he could ever imagine. I was sitting in my tiny Portland apartment, staring at an acceptance letter nobody in my family knew existed. It was for a graduate program in environmental engineering, something I'd earned entirely on my own merit. My name is Laura, and for most of my 22 years, I'd been the invisible daughter. My younger sister, Jessica, was the golden child, the one whose every achievement was celebrated like a national holiday. Me? I was just the backup plan, the disappointment, the one who existed to make Jessica look better. The wedding my father was threatening me about was Jessica's big day. She was marrying Trevor, some guy from a wealthy family who worked in commercial real estate. I'd met him exactly twice, and both times he'd looked right through me. They were perfect for each other, really, both so self-absorbed. Dad, I have exams that week, I said, even though it was a lie. I'd actually graduated 3 weeks earlier, summa cum laude, valedictorian of my class, with a job offer starting at $110,000 a year. None of them knew. I'd stopped sharing my accomplishments years ago when I realized they didn't care. Exams can wait, he snapped. Your sister's wedding happens once. You think your mother and I struggled to put you through school so you could skip family obligations? That line made me laugh, though silently. Struggled? They'd paid for my first semester 4 years ago and had held it over my head ever since. After that, I'd taken out loans, worked 3 part-time jobs, and applied for every scholarship. I paid my own way through college while they showered Jessica with money for sorority fees, spring break trips, and a designer wardrobe. I'll think about it, I said. You'll do more than think about it. You'll be there in a dress with a smile on your face, or you can forget about me writing another tuition check. Your choice. He hung up before I could respond. I looked around my small studio apartment. It wasn't much, but it was mine. Every piece of furniture, every dish, every book, all paid for with my own money. My family had no idea I'd been financially independent for years. The threat about tuition was laughable. There was no tuition left to pay. I'd finished my degree, graduated at the top of my class, and landed a position at Thornberry Systems, a top environmental engineering firm. I was set to start in 2 weeks, right after Jessica's wedding, which I had zero intention of attending. But my father didn't know that. Neither did my mother. And Jessica? She probably didn't even know I existed. I scrolled through the family group chat. It was overflowing with wedding messages. My mother had sent hundreds of photos of Jessica in various white gowns, each accompanied by gushing commentary. Not once had anyone asked how I was doing. When I'd mentioned my graduation date a month ago, my mother had said, "That's nice, honey," and immediately changed the subject to Jessica's bachelorette party. I'd stopped expecting anything different. Jessica was the star, and I was the stagehand. But what they didn't know, what they'd never bothered to find out, was that I'd outgrown needing their approval. I'd built a life they knew nothing about, achieved things they'd, and then watch the full story link is attached below.